Is it weird having my arms like this? Or do I need them here? Sorry. Fold them? Like, I don't know what to
You
do.
can't really tell if they're behind your back or at your side.
With my arms.
Okay.
Crooked. I feel like these glasses are crooked on my face. I need to explain why I keep doing this in probably every single video.
All right, Michael.
It's really yellow. Yes, hi.
Where are we right now?
Okay. We are at the hill that I asked Alyssa to be my girlfriend, / also asked her to be my bride, fiance, I guess that would be. We went up here 3 years and 11 months ago, and I was super nervous. I was supposed to do it on the 18th, but I chickened out. And I was gonna ask her at a sunset over in Dos Vientos, but it was a very bad sunset, and so I was thinking about chickening out again. And we laid a sleeping bag out here, and we were looking up at the stars, and there was this like star that went across the sky and then like split into two, and it was really romantic. And I was kind of like, well, I gotta do it now. And I did it, and she said yes. And then we went back to her place. There's like a mountain lion behind me. We went back to her place. I heard something. We went back to her place, and I was gonna kiss her goodnight, but I'd never kissed anyone before, and so I was really nervous about that. And the sprinklers went off and scared me really bad. But she was really nice about it. She was like, hey, you know, you don't have to kiss me goodnight if you don't want to. But I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. And so we waited for about 10 minutes while I worked up the courage and gave her the worst like little peck on the lips like ever. But she said it was great. And so she was then my girlfriend. And then 3 years later, on the day, we came up here to watch the stars again, and I asked her to marry me, and she said yes. So that's where we are right now. Is everything an appropriate answer? It's difficult to like pin down one thing. It's like the looks, the personality, the everything. There's not one specific thing that rises above the rest. They're just all perfect. So I can't really single out one specific feature or trait. When I first met her, we were at my house hanging out, and we looked in the mirror, and that was pretty cool. These glasses are gonna be crooked again. What else? The day I asked her out, we went painting, and we had like these little like 3x3 little Joann's fabric, what are those things called that are you paint on? Canvases. And we went to like the beach and all these different places and painted, and that was really fun. And then one of her paintings from that ended up in an art show, which is cool because she's always wanted to do that. Went rock climbing last week, kind of kicked our butts, and that was really fun. Double dates are fun. Just chilling at home is fun. It's all very good. We create our own board games. Sorry, what was the question? There are a lot of good ones. It just kind of keeps escalating, I guess. Like when you first start dating her and you just like go bowling. It's just you and her and your friends, and you end the night and you're like, this is the greatest moment of my life. And then like a week later you go to golf and stuff and you're like, no, like that was good, but this is better. And then you're like having dinner, like going on a picnic or like doing all these things. It's just kind of, it just keeps getting better and better. Every moment, if that's not corny, it's good.
It's good.
Men say.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do. So I was working at the YMCA. She was working at the Y for a summer camp, and from where you're working, there's like a glass window, and then there's a door, and so I can kind of see what's going on out there. And I saw her corralling all these kids, and I was like, oh, this girl's pretty cute. Like, I might want to meet her. And sure enough, she started bringing the kids to the gate, and I was like, oh, good, I'm gonna get to meet her. And then I, of course, started panicking. Like, it's one of those, you see a girl, and you're like, oh, I want to talk to that girl, and then you get the opportunity, and you start like freaking out, like, oh wait, but what am I gonna say? I'm not prepared for this. And so I was really nervous. I was like, she looks really nice, like she seems really cool and good with kids. What am I gonna say? I'm gonna totally ruin this. But like, it's cool because she was walking and the door was a pull and not a push, and it was locked, and she had like 20 kids behind her and she just like right into the door. Like I don't know if she's looking at me, what was going on, but she went to like go in the door and she just face planted her whole body into the door and like stepped back, and all the kids were laughing at her. I was like, oh, okay, like broke the ice. It was really easy. I'm really glad she did that, because then I would have been like super nervous. But the fact that she just ate it into the door was kind of like, all right, she's cool with like making a fool out of herself, and she seems really chill. It wasn't like one of those, if she just like gloriously walked in the door and like looked at me, I would have been like, shoot, she's gonna be too good for me and I'm gonna ruin this. But walking in the door was my first impression of her. I guess out the window was, and I was like, I want to talk to that girl. But my real first impression that I'd like to think it is her just eating it into a door. There's always like room for love, you know? And when you meet someone, you're like, oh, this person's really nice, and then your love just kind of grows over time. And it's not like it just appears at 100%. It kind of starts off and just kind of builds up until you're like, yeah, this is it. I guess it's kind of a culmination of different events. I don't know. When I was younger with like all the guys, we were like joking around one time, we're like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like the first girl we dated is a girl we married? And everyone's like, yeah, that'd be so cool. And then we started talking about like other like childish things. But it kind of stuck with me like, wow, why would I kind of want to date someone that I wouldn't really want to marry? Like, what's the point of... So, I don't know, there are a lot of people that have like met, females I guess, not dudes, that I've met that have been like, oh, this girl's really cool, but I always kind of jump to the like, well, do I picture myself with this person for a long time, like growing old, like would I have a family with this person? And it's kind of like the gradual, as I got to know Alissa more and more and kind of was like, wow, she seems like the one, but of course I don't want to just jump right on board. I don't know, it kind of like grew and grew. Like there was a time, I don't know, hanging out with her sister was really cool, like without her, which might be weird, but it's kind of like, I don't know, you can know someone, but then they act differently outside of that, if that makes sense. It was kind of like hanging out with Hannah. It was cool to get to know Alissa through her sister and like see what a good sister she is and all that, and just kind of it's reflected in Hannah. And then we went to a park by her house when she was living over off Lynn, and she kind of told me some stuff about her past that she was nervous to tell me, but she thought it was going to be like a deal breaker, but it was more of like the trust of telling someone that information. I don't know, that was really brave and really cool, and I respected that. Also, long distance is really tough. I guess I said I loved her before the long distance stuff, but it just adds to it. Like, you say you love someone, but you know you do, but then it just kind of keeps going. Surviving long distance, a lot of people, it's really difficult for them. Like, oh, long distance is so tough, we've been gone for a month. And it's like, it was very effortless. Like, there was some tough days, it's like, I missed her, but it was like she was kind of with me. It was relatively easy, in my opinion, compared to like the people that really struggle with long distance. I don't know, I guess it's just a culmination of a lot of things. I told her I loved her first, like let the record show. Christmas at her aunt's house, she wrote me a letter and got me a gift, and it said, love Alissa, but she's like kind of chicken to say it out loud, and so I actually said it later that night, which I guess was after midnight, so technically it's the next day, but like whatever. I told her I loved her, and she, I guess, was like a little taken aback, and she like paused. It was probably the longest second of my life, like sitting here like, is she gonna say it back, or like, was that weird of me? And then she kind of said it back, and I was like, all right. It was probably a millisecond, but in my mind it was just like forever, just waiting, like, I hope she feels the same way. But yeah, I don't know, there's no specific moment in time that it like clicked, like, I love her. It was just kind of a gradual, like, I love her more and more each day. Like, I can't say right now, like, I love her, I don't know, as much as I'm gonna love her in 5 years, because like I'm just gonna love her more. Not like I'm gonna stop loving her. Right when I said, I was like, ooh, then maybe that's weird. I'm going to continually love her forever. Like tomorrow I'll love her more than I loved her today. So there's not one moment in time, it's just always. Oh, okay, yeah, I know this one. This is an easy one. I'm excited to spend every day the rest of my life with Alissa, but children. Like, I started with 3 girls, and she got on board with 3 girls, so then I pushed it to 4 girls, and right now, she's turning to her friends right now, and she's saying, yeah, but I don't have a choice, it's up to him whether we have girls or boys. She says that every time. Sorry. But now she's kind of on board with 4 children, like borderline, so now I'm pushing it to 5 girls. Official statement, future Michael. 5 girls or 3 girls, like 3 kids, 3 healthy kids. I'm excited. We're gonna move into a house. That's exciting. We're gonna have books, probably. I don't really know what the future holds exactly. I guess like it's cool to plan and have like these like pipe dreams, like, oh, I want this, and like set your goals really high. But I don't know. As long as I'm with her, I think it's gonna be cool. We're moving into like a 1-bedroom apartment, and we're not gonna have a backyard, and it's kind of gonna be cramped, and we're on our own. But like, I don't know. I know that we can do it. We can kind of do anything. So I'm excited for, I guess, kind of like also the like surprise and mystery of what the future brings. Like it's, I don't know. Every day is gonna be really cool, and some will be better than others, but gotta have bad days to know you're having good days. So yeah. I don't know. I knew I was ready when I was kind of accepted by the family. I know they liked me. Like, I don't want to propose and then meet like for like really close family, because then that'd be weird. But I met all the family and I loved them and they loved me, and I already felt like I was part of the family. It just kind of felt like the natural next step. Like, they're already calling me like pretty much cousin Michael, so it's like, it's kind of like a natural, like, it just felt natural to just do it, so, yeah. You're gone, you're my backbone. Oh, it was kind of, I should probably put this down, right? We'll hold this one. It was kind of just like a rush of emotion. Like, I knew she was gonna say yes, but at the same time, you don't know they're gonna say yes until they like are like bawling their eyes out and crying and making inaudible noises and just like going like this a bunch. So that's what happens. Just kind of like throwing shade. But oh yeah, I was up here on this hill, and of course I was nervous, but I don't know. I thought I planned it out well. I knew she was gonna say yes, and then she eventually said yes after she was done crying. She kind of like spat out the word yes, but it was really in the moment. I was telling my dad like right before. I didn't tell anyone. No, that's not true. I think I told some friends, I think. Amanda can probably tell you. If she knew, then everyone, didn't know. Anyway, but yeah, so I didn't tell my parents because my mom is just a talker. So I figured we'd come home from like, I don't know, something, wherever we came from, and she'd go like, congratulations, and be like, Mom, are you kidding me right now? So I didn't tell her until we were literally walking out the door, and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot my keys or something stupid. And I walked back in, I was like, oh, by the way, guys, like, the ring that I've had, like, upstairs, I'm grabbing it, I'm asking her out tonight, right now. And my mom was just kind of like, oh my gosh, and she really didn't say anything, because there was like a million things she probably wanted to say, but knew I didn't have time. And my dad just kind of looked at me and like got this like face, so like really happy, and just told me like, Michael, just like, right when you like are about to do it or you're doing it, like just take a deep breath and like live in the moment. Like just remember it. Don't just have it be like, oh, it was a blur. Like just take a moment and like it's big. And so when I got down on one knee and I asked her, like she had her back turned for a second, and then she like turned around and I was there. And so like I got down on a knee and I was just thinking like, took a deep breath, and I really didn't even have to say anything. she like said yes before she kind of like hugged me and was crying, and then I finally was like, all right, can I ask you this? And of course she said yes, but it felt really good. It was very, more than being like happy, which like sounds like the emotion I would have. Maybe I'm just like really weird and didn't. It felt more calming than anything else. It wasn't like a relief, like, yeah, finally, like it's over. It was more of like I was sitting there and like I was like, my dad told me just take a deep breath, and like I was asking her and she said yes. It was like slow motion, but it wasn't like I was like really, really happy, really like relieved. It was like a calming, like this is the rest of my life, like calm. Like it was, I don't know, it was like meditation pretty much. It's weird. I don't know. She probably didn't experience it like I did, but it was, I don't know, it's just really calming, I guess is how I felt. And then we just kind of hung out here the rest of the night and cuddled and just kind of giggled and were happy, and it was, I don't know, it's just really good. Yeah. So I grew up out here my entire life, and you grew up like right off Ventu, pretty much down the street, and you went to different schools than I did, and I played sports at TO and you played sports at Newberry, and we had a lot of friends in common, and I apparently would like just see your pictures floating around on the interwebs with my friends and their pictures, and you'd probably see some of me. But through like all the events that happened, like I was supposed to be born and raised in Northridge, like I wouldn't have any of this, but the earthquake just decided to just level the house, so we moved out here because the schools are good. And then I was supposed to live in Wildwood, and there was a house all picked out, like right over by pretty much where Bree lives, I bet. Does she live in Wildwood? Yeah, okay. Like right over there, but that didn't work out because like another buyer swooped in, so we ended up over here. And a lot of stuff happened in your life as well that kind of led us to like the same area. And then on top of that, we never ran into each other in high school, though like I bet at one point we were probably at the same prom even, or like we ended up going to prom though. Damn. But I don't know, it's crazy to think that we probably nearly missed each other or saw each other and just didn't really see each other a lot of times until, you know, you're about to leave and it's my last year at the Y, and I don't really know where I'm going. I'm just like, it's really interesting to think that like a lot of stuff had to happen to bring us together, but at the same time you think about it and it's like, I'm sure we were at the same supermarket at the same time at one point, or like at the same, you know, school sporting event at the same time, but we finally ended up meeting each other. It's just kind of one of those, like, it would have happened regardless. You would have come back out here to college. It would have happened. Like, I'm not really like, I don't believe in jinxes. I'm not really big on destiny because it's just a bad video game. Fate, I guess, would be a better word. But I don't know. It's just kind of one of those, like, you have to make your own luck. It's kind of what I think. Like, jinxes aren't real and all that. But at the same time, it's crazy all that had to happen for us to be together, and when we finally met each other, it was just like so easy. So I don't know, I just want to say I'm very excited to spend the rest of my life with you. I love you so much, and I hope you're having fun. I can't wait to see you and marry you and have kids with you and grow old with you.